Hey everyone, thank you for tuning into Otaku Talk. I'm your host OD, and today we'll be reviewing and analyzing chapters 193 and 194 of Dr. Stone. I know I did a double chapter special before. I'm doing it again. Long story short, for some reason Dr. Stone doesn't come out at the same time as the others on my website. So when I record and shoot my other videos, it's not up for whatever reason, so I apologize about that. I'm trying to be a lot better about getting these Doctor Stone episodes out. For some reason, they actually turn out to be my most viewed videos. I'm predominantly a One Piece chapter reviewer. I want to make that very clear. It's one of my favorite manga of all time. But I do thoroughly enjoy Dr. Stone, and it's very niche. That's why I picked to cover it. And I guess it being niche is why I have more views. It's less people going to see other people. So if you come to me every week to see Dr. Stone reviews, I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. I usually do that at the end of the videos, which I've been told is actually not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to get people to like, share, and subscribe in the beginning. So, it's a learning curve. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. And without much further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, when we last left off, there was a big war going on. They were trying to get Senku, they were trying to get all the revival fluid and stop these guys from sending off the Medusa device. Long story short, did not work. So we had Homegirl throw up the revival fluid in order to try to catch it. And from what I was, not catch it, but for it to fall, crack over and revive her. And from what I saw, not only did it not look like she threw it properly at all, it looked like Stanley was planning on shooting it, and then I never saw a panel of him actually firing. He says they won, but I never saw him fire it, so I was really confused. I think he just decided, hey, it's better for us to stay petrified. Zeno will wake up, whether it's in 1,000 years or 10,000 years. He'll wake up, he'll free us, we'll win in the end. We're playing on the long con. I don't like that. I just think it's very stupid. I think it's very to chance. I think, if you're petrified for thousands of years, you are exposed for thousands of years. From erosion, animals, natural disasters, anything could harm you. We've seen numerous people get, washed up into the ocean or or that they're broken. Remember how Senku sent the girl that Taiju likes. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at names, especially in Dr. Stone, but she used to go around and patch all the statues up. So I think it's a stupid and I think it's a risky and ballsy move to just be like, whatever, let's just petrify it and start over from square one. I think that's stupid. Also, all the progress you've made will be lost. Now, I know in their heads, they're probably like, not a big deal. We'll just, redo everything like we did. But Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? And not only that, you have to, just with the materials you have on this island, find a ship to get you all the way back to Corn City to start again in the first place. And you have to remember that the stuff that they used to build their ships and their planes and all that stuff wasn't native to the island that they're currently on. They built it somewhere else where the materials for the stuff was there. So there's just too much wrong with this plan. I think this is a little bit of stupidity on Stanley's part. I think it's a bit of stupidity on everyone's part. I kind of get why Senku's doing it because, they're screwed regardless. So they have the most to lose. So I get them, but I just feel like I don't get it. I just feel like it would have been way simpler for Zeno and them to come up with a compromise. Like they're both geniuses. They're both smart. I do like the part where they talk about how they've always kind of been different but similar. It's really sad that someone you view as a role model, I'm talking from the perspective of Senku, someone you viewed as a role model turns out to be, not so much, the role model. And that's why in my personal life, I believe you have to be very careful with role models. We tend to forget as human beings that everyone is human, no matter how much money they have, how poor they have, how wealthy, how much fame they have, prestige. Everyone's human at the end of the day and are, subject to human flaws. So, yeah, man. And Senku is a legitimately good person because, you know, for him to be like, I just want to revive everyone and like make the world a better place for the future is incredible. It's absolutely incredible because like that is a tremendous undertaking. There are billions of people on this planet. And for him to wish to revive all of them is pure insanity, in my opinion. By the way, by the end of this video, I'm going to have a theory about how he's going to revive everyone. Because just going around from place to place reviving people is not going to be the move. So I have a theory in how that's going to work. But yeah, moving on. The plan takes place. I'm not even gonna go through the other little details. The plan takes place. Everyone gets petrified, and my biggest fears were confirmed across the world. Everyone else, we see Ishigami Village. Everyone there gets petrified, minus the animals, and that's that. And I'm like, wow. So we're doing a complete reboot, huh? Something very interesting that I would be remiss if I did not mention was the fact that the animals looked really resolved and they looked like they were up to something. I don't know how they are possibly going to do so, but it seems as though the animals have some kind of mission in their heads that we're going to also go around and try to figure out a way to depetrify, you know, the members of this village, the people that have taken care of us for so long. Will they randomly stumble upon the revival fluid? I have no clue. Maybe Senku left some behind when he left the village. I don't remember there ever being mention of that. But then again, it's been quite some time since I've read the earlier parts of the series, so it could be. But I'm very curious because the sheer fact that every place is now petrified means one of two things. When they get depetrified, when Senku eventually gets depetrified, he's gonna have to go back and depetrify everyone. And like I said in the last review video, it would just make more sense for him to just continue his journey and then get to it when he gets to it. Or like I said, maybe the animals know where there's a stockpile of revival fluid he left on the Ishigami village. Maybe they tinker in the little science dome that Chrome had, and like they just start pouring stuff. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm just kind of spitballing here. So we get into 194, a fairly eventless chapter. It's kind of like, you know, when you play a video game and after you beat the game, you can do new game plus, and basically you keep your I think, what is it, just your stats, or your stats and not your weapons, or you keep part of your experience, right? So that the next playthrough you get to start with a lot of the stuff you didn't have in the other one, but everything's harder. I think this is kind of reminiscent of that, because Suika obviously clearly is not as smart, is not as capable as Senku. Let's just be real. So the whatever plate actually works, the revival fluid cracks, pours on her, she's revived, she can save everyone. The first thing she looks for obviously is her glasses. Hey guys, also something else I thought was really interesting and I wanted to mention, I just noticed now while I was doing my editing for this video, was that's really interesting how Suika still needs glasses. Like, I kind of figured that when you were unpetrified, like any wounds or any illnesses that you had were cured, correct? So does blindness not count? So what does that account for in terms of diseases and maybe certain other intangible illnesses? So I just thought that was interesting. She was depetrified, but she still has poor eyesight. So the depetrification didn't fix, you know, I forget why people had bad eyesight, poor circulation of blood to their eyes, their cornea. So yeah, that's just something I really wanted to just throw in there. I was planning on using her helmet as a means of telling how much time has elapsed since everyone has been petrified, because I figure, you know, it's made out of a melon rind, right? So that has to kind of decompose after, like, let's just hypothetically say, for the sake of anime, you know, a couple years, right? It would decay. Honestly, I feel like it'd be a couple months, but let's just give it a couple years. And the thing looked perfect. It looked perfect. And then I had to tell myself, this is an anime, and like Suika's been wearing this helmet since we first met her. So honestly, if there was any kind of realism, like, it wouldn't be there. But if we are to assume that there is some realism, and the fact that the melon rind hasn't decayed makes me think it's only been a matter of a few days, maybe a few months. But once again, I have no way to know, because all I'm going based off is the decay period of the melon rind, and depending on whether or not the author cares about that, or is going to factor that in, my point means nothing. So it looks like, in preparation for what's happening, some food was stored and preserved for her. However, unfortunately, there is no revival fluid where it was supposed to be left. I do believe that Zeno and them destroyed all that, kind of also mutually assured destruction on their end. Like, Stanley and Zeno are crazy, pretty much. I really don't like this plan. I don't like stupid plans. I'll say this in any anime. I don't like things that to me are nonsensical. Like, for example, to this day, I do not like Itachi's "I'm gonna kill my whole village to protect my brother" plan. I thought that was stupid. I thought there was many other ways to go about it. I'm not a mangaka, and like, other people seem to love it and eat it up. So you know what? If you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But that jaunt rubbed me the wrong way, and something similar and akin to this. And once again, Stanley, like, as much as you were like, well, we're both kind of screwed, like, you should have left room for what if they get out first, right? But at the end of the day, I think they also know that, if Senku and them get out first, they're probably going to revive them, because, they have different morals. When you have lower morals than your opponent, let me phrase that differently. When your opponent has greater morals than you can take more of a liberty with doing certain things, because what you would do to them, they won't necessarily do to you. And so you can get away with it a lot more, right? So basically, Suiko wakes up, and I love how this plays out, because we didn't quite get this with Senku when he was first revived, but there should have been a sheer and utter feeling of fear, shock, confusion, as well as, just like depression and despair at being the only person left on Earth. You look around, you look to your left, you look to your right, and all you see are stone faces. I was about to break into familiar faces, blah blah blah. I don't know the words to that song, The Mad World, but yeah, you're the last human being on the planet, and that has to be terrifying. And I love the callback. As I was reading it, I was like, yeah, now you know how Senku feels. And she brings it up. Like, yeah, I can't imagine how Senku felt. And it just goes to show how much of a G Senku is and how great a character he is. Because, like, pretty much the whole time he was petrified, he was thinking about what he was going to do when he gets unpetrified. In addition to counting down the time, so knowing how much time has elapsed. Which, by the way, I don't know about you, but counting for thousands of years, I forget how long it's been. Incredible feat. Incredible feat. Incredible feat. So respectful. I mean, what else is he gonna do? But like, Jesus Christ, I would have gone crazy. But the first thing Senku does is establish food, shelter, clothing, starts up a lab, starts testing. This bro does not waste a second. He immediately gets to work. And so I just think that's really respectable of him. It also goes to show how it was very important and necessary for Senku to be one of the first people to break. We do know that it wasn't a coincidence. We do know that having a lot of brain power and utilizing it drains energy, and whatever energy source that the petrification uses to keep people petrified, it drained that, and that's why he was able to wake up earlier than most people. Some people, it seems like, will be petrified forever. We kind of got confirmation that as long as you don't let your brain waves die out, you don't stop thinking, that you can break out. It'll just be in the course of, several thousand years. But that's still better than either never unpetrifying or tens of thousands of years, right? So there's that. And also, the more brain power you're utilizing, the less revival fluid you need, because Senku didn't even really have revival fluid. All he had was like the bat guano dripping on him. But because the barrier, the petrification was so weak, that was enough, right? So we have Suika, and honestly, I don't know what she's gonna do. From what it appears, it just simply seems as though, hey, We're going to, I'm going to go check the bodies of everyone. Someone has to have the revival fluid. I think that's a great plan. I think that works out well. I mean, that's all she can really do, because what is she going to do? Rebuild it herself? If Chrome was alive, maybe he could have done something to that degree, but he's petrified, so we have to really rely on Suika. By the way, I really love the costume design. It kind of reminds me of like Breaking Bad Deku in the later My Hero Academia episodes, where his superhero outfit is tattered and he looks kind of like, he doesn't look like Batman, but he gives that Batman brooding Avenger feel. Like, I get that from Suika, like the destroyed mask that she's wearing around her neck instead of as a helmet with the glasses broken. That honestly looks really cool. So yeah, the way it seems to be going is, if you're just going based upon what we've seen, Suika finds the revival fluid on someone. Probably the smartest person to use it on, obviously, would be Senku. Puts it on Senku. Senku goes about making more, except problem, he doesn't have the materials to make more. So one of two things: either he hid a stash somewhere else and he grabs that, or he has to only travel with what's it? Why did I forget? Suika, and maybe go back to Corn City, maybe reproduce it there, free everyone from Corn City, maybe convert all of Stanley and Xenos' allies to being allies with him. There's a lot going on. I really want to know if something is going to happen at Ishigami Village, if they're going to be able to free themselves on their own accord, just because it just rubbed me the wrong way how both the animals seem to get their own dedicated panels, and they just had this look of determination, like they were going to do something. So I really do think that they're going to play a fact. We had the whole part, like, we're getting to defensive positions. So I don't think that'll be a wasted plot point. Very well could be. Could just be the animals being like, we have to fend for ourselves now. But I do think that was an intentional choice by the mangaka. Is that all I have to say? I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm kind of blown how this turned out, but I guess it's semi-realistic. I just don't like the logistics of what comes next. And like, we already had so much to do and undergo, and now we just have more obstacles. But then once again, it's like the whole, like what the series is about and what Senku always says, science is just hard, arduous, like the pursuit of just going forward, just the painful, just step every day. And that's just how it is. And in science with experiments, you have to start over all the time. I'm a bio major, and whenever we do any experiments in lab, we have to have multiple trials, typically at least 3. And that's just, for a lab. I'm sure in a professional setting, you have to have way more than at least 3 trials with at least way more sample sizes. So I get it. The last 2 things I will talk about, there is a a zoom out of Earth as well as the moon in one of the panels. So part of me is like, okay, is Y-Man watching? Is he wondering what's happening? Is this part of his plan? Does this affect his plan once again? How is someone able to observe what's happening? Is Y-Man a human? Is Y-Man an alien? Is Y-Man AI? Right now I'm thinking Y-Man is it's either an alien or AI. I want to say alien because, like, why would you want to petrify everything? But I say alien because how would you be able to live and survive this long? Or it could be a fusion of both, alien AI tech that is just left to monitor, signal to them. Like I said, it could be kind of an invasion kind of deal. It could be a panel of aliens from some society that knows that sentient beings have the capacity to overdo things and bring themselves to extinction. So it's our duty to go around, petrify them and reboot their worlds. Pretty much. I don't know. I'm pulling shit out my ass. I'm just saying. Like, you're good. Your guess is as good as mine. So anyway, I said in the beginning of this video that I would conclude this video with my theory of what would happen, how Senku can revive everyone a little bit less effortless. And I'm thinking about maybe you can make a Harpo machine. As we've seen in the real world, when you go maybe snowboarding or skiing, we have man-made snow generating machines. And then we have conspiracy theories with Project Harpo, where it's possible to create natural events. A lot of people believe. I'm not going to confirm nor deny my belief. I'm usually not a conspiracy theorist person, but I'm one of those people that never likes to let things slip me by. Actually, I'm reading a light novel right now, and I highly recommend it. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I want to do a video on this light novel and maybe Invincible and a bunch of other things, but it's called The Beginning After the End, and it's an isekai. And if anyone knows me, I love isekais. It's probably my favorite genre right now. They speak to me on an emotional and personal level. And something that I recently read last night was one of the characters was telling her students, always climb the mountain of knowledge because it has no peak. Just because you've never seen something done doesn't mean it cannot be done. So yeah, that's how I'm gonna go into this. And maybe there is a way to make a weather make a device that can influence and impact the weather. I mean, they have a device that can petrify a human being. So at this point, the science fiction is out the window. So my theory is he built some kind of weather machine, some kind of rain machine, is able to infuse the water droplets with the revival fluid and send rain all around the world, to rain down revival fluid and revive everyone in these areas. Now, is this a perfect plan? Not really, because there's going to be places that are super cold, and what happens if it's hailing revival fluid, or the revival fluid freezes, or barren areas where there's like never any rain? Would he still be able to produce rain clouds and stuff like that? I don't know. There's, like I said, it's something that I literally came up with like as I was just thinking about it. I think I had this idea originally like several months ago, but I never really like developed it anymore. But that's the only thing that makes sense to me, besides somehow going around reviving everyone like with there are billions of people on this planet. It does not make sense. I do understand that as more and more people revive, it'll be easier for more and more people to revive more and more people, because then instead of one person reviving a billion, you now have 10 people reviving a billion, 100 people reviving a billion, 200 people, 1,000 people. And so like, you keep manufacturing, you keep passing on, like anybody you see, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, that's the extent of my review. I don't really have much to say. I apologize. That's just what I have for you right now in terms of what I saw in the chapter. I did like the chapter, relatively good chapter. The last chapter with Suika, a little bit underwhelming just because not much happens. We're completely following Suika. It's just to give us some exposition, to reset our bearings, know where in the world we are. Please leave a comment how much time you think has elapsed. Me personally, I don't think a lot of time has elapsed. Once again, I don't think using the melon rind helmet is a good analysis of this, but I don't know. I just something seems really off. Something seems kind of off. The vegetation and plant life doesn't seem to be that much different. Suika was quickly able to find her helmet. So I don't know. There's just a lot of things that are making me go, But I will leave it at that. What did you guys think about the chapter? I think I covered everything, but if there's something you think I missed, please let me know. I want to be better about catching each and every. Were there any clues or any hints or any panels that gave us any kind of extra information that I didn't touch on today? Please let me know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. For other videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm really trying to build up my viewer base. It would mean the world to me. And if you're a fan of One Piece and My Hero Academia, please check out those reviews too. Also, let me know. I was going to do this anyway, but if you guys are interested, I really want to do maybe some reviews on Invincible. I'm a huge comic fan, so maybe I might every blue moon do the MCU. I'm trying to not have pie-sized eyes and do more than I can control, because honestly, doing 3 reviews a week has kind of been a little bit stressful. which I didn't think it would be. It's like reviewing 3 chapters, right? But like between the editing, I need to find a new editor, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, there's a lot I want to do. But would you guys be interested in touching on comics? I'm gonna do it anyway, but I just want to see the general interest in that. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday, and peace. Thank you. This has been Otaku Talk with OD signing out.